Hello everyone, respected professors and our classmates. Today our group will present our research on George Gerbner's cultivation theory, focusing on its development within algorithm-based new media from 2015 to 2025. To start with the research background, cultivation theory proposed by Gerbner's believe that long-term media exposure can distort people's cognition of real society. Its early research is centered on traditional television, while recommendation algorithms have greatly changed today's new media environment. Thus, our study re-examines the adaptability, limitations, and new trends of this theory under algorithmic media. We will explore how personalized algorithmic content influence the traditional cultivation effect, so as to offer reference for modern media research. In short, mass media reconstructs reality through biased information rather than presenting the world objectively. Long-term repeated output of such content will form a cultivation effect and shape unified social consensus among audience. Now let's move to our three core research objectives. Firstly, we will sort out the origin and evaluation of cultivation theory and organize its core ideas to build a solid theoretical basis for this study. Secondly, we will conclude academic debates and criticisms about this theory to objectively display its academic value as well as its inherent shortcomings. Thirdly, based on the characters of social media and short video platforms from 2015 to 2025, we will analyze the adaptive difficulties of cultivation theory in explaining current media phenomena and explore their underlying reasons. To ensure the credibility and completeness of our research, we have made 4 rules for literature screening: authority, timeless, pertinence, and thematicness. These reports form the basic framework of our research, and we will continue to introduce the historical backgrounds and theoretical evaluation later. Thank you for listening. Now please allow me fellow partners to present the follow content.
So I'm going to talk about the historical background and birth of cultivation theory. So let's start with the social context of the 1960s and 70s in the US. During this time, television entered over 90% of American households. It quickly became the main source of information for most people. At the same time, the country was going through a period of great turbulence, the Vietnam War, and political assassinations. These events made scholars deeply concerned about one question: how does the television shape the way people see the real world? And this concern led directly to the work of George Gerbner. Gerbner was a professor, and in the 1968, he launched the Cultural Indicators Project, a 3-part framework designed to systematically study television social events. So his findings were striking. He found that about 80% of prime time television contains violence. More importantly, he discovered that heavy viewers, people who watch more than 4 hours a day, tend to overestimate crime rates, feel less safe in their daily lives, and show lower trust in others. And now the core idea here is not that television pressures us instantly like a commercial or political ad. Instead, Gerber argues that even cultivates our view of reality gradually. through continuous repeat exposure over time. It doesn't tell us what to think, but it subtly shapes what we think about and how we perceive the world around us.
The development of this theory can be divided into three stages. The first stage is the foundational phase from 1967 to 1980. During this period, George Gardner introduced cultivation theory. He believed that watching television for a long time could slowly shape how people understand the real world. Television became the main source of information for many people. The second stage is a revision phase from 1980 to 2000. During this time, two important ideas were added: mainstreaming and resonance. Mainstreaming means heavy media users may develop similar views, even if they come from different backgrounds. Resonance happens when media message match a person's real-life experience, making the media effect even stronger. The final stage is the modern development phase from 2000 until today. As technology developed, the theory expanded beyond television. It is now used to study social media, streaming platforms, and video games. So, is cultivation theory still related today? The answer is yes. Although digital media is more interactive and personalized than television, the main idea of the theory has not changed. Repeated exposure to media content can still gradually influence people's beliefs and their understanding of reality. In conclusion, cultivation theory remains an important theory because it helps us understand how today's digital media continues to shape the way people think and see the world.
Now, let's move on to cultivation theory. This theory is actually quite simple. This says that the media can slowly change the way people see the world. It doesn't happen immediately. It happens little by little when the people watch the same kind of media over a long time. Because of this, people who watch the similar media often have similar ideas. So the main message is the media can gradually shape our view of the reality. Next, let's look at the two types of viewers. The first one is heavy viewers. They are people who spend a lot of time watching TV or using social media. They are more likely to believe that they see online or on TV. The second group is the light viewers. They spend less time on media, so they trust their own experiences more. For example, if someone watches a lot of crime news, they may think the world is more dangerous than it really is. It's how media can influence what people beliefs. There can also two important ideas in this theory. The first one is a misnoming. That means that different people can have similar opinions because they watch the similar media. The second one is the resonance. That happens when media matches a person's real-life experience. When that happens, the media have an even stronger influence. So media becomes more powerful when people can relate to it. Finally, let's look at some criticisms of this theory. The first, people don't always believe everything they see in the media. They can think of themselves. Secondly, this theory cannot prove that the media directly directly change the people's beliefs. And also, today we use the platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. These apps recommend different contexts to different people, so not everyone sees the same information anymore. Overall, the cultivation theory is still useful, but it needs to keep up with today's digital media.
Now we move to the conclusion of our literature review about cultivation theory. First, this theory was made for OTV 1V. Same content for everyone, but now digital media like short videos, social medias, and VR are different. They give us personalized, fragment content. So the old theory cannot fully explain today's media effect. Based on recent studies from 2015 to 2025, we will outline 4 key ways to help this classical theory adapt and stay relevant. First, expand research to new platforms. We need to go beyond TV and study short videos, social medias, and immersive VR. For example, we can explore the digital mean world syndrome, how algorithms push the sensational and violent content change people's perception of danger online. Second, optimize our models and methods. Early studies only found the collaboration, not clear causation. Now we can add visible like media literature and personal life experience, and use the big data tracking to get more accurate results about the long-term media habit. The third one, do more cross-cultural research. The theory starts in Western American contents. Global comparative studies will help us overcome this Western bias and make the theory work for more cultures and media systems. The fourth, integrate with modern communication ideas. We can combine cultivation theory with new concepts like algorithmic communication and information echo chambers to better understand how personalized feed shapes our views in the digital world. In short, the core cultivation theory still holds true. Long-term media exposure shapes our perception of the world by adaptation to digital media. This classic theory can keep the vitality and help us understand modern media effects better. Thank you for listening.